Hello, my name is Frances Fox. I'm a trained remote viewer. I was part of a secret psychic program for human development, expanding human consciousness potential. And those are the skills that I learned in that program that I bring to the table, hopefully giving you extra information from the other dimensions that will help you to make better decisions and help you to survive a little bit more elegantly um, in the middle of the apocalypse, in the middle of end times, in the middle of the chaos that we're living. So, what are the energies of this week? It's interesting because I'm looking kind of like at a landscape, and there's water that's black. Water is emotions and metaphysics, so there's a lot of emotion. It's very choppy, which means that people have to be feeling a lot of emotion and not easy and not like fun emotion, like this is so much fun. I feel great. And then there's vectors coming out of the water that are Nile green. So apparently, from these choppy waters of emotion, there's going to be a mastery gained. The triangle, the vector is success, stability, structure. Um, it's a protection of your intentions, but it's coming from the choppy waters. So you had to go through something difficult emotionally in order to produce that vector coming out of the water. So every time you see yourself drowning in the water of emotions, remember that that is where you're going to get your greatness. Not just surviving, but making the adjustments that are necessary, having to do with all these emotions that you need to deal with. Karmic situations are up, um, things that you've been carrying for many incarnations need to get resolved. They're only going to get worse. Things that you've tried to brush under the rug, you didn't really want to deal with. There's no rug to put them under anymore, which really means there's no walls between dimensions. Information is flowing freely. Of course, that is what may destroy the planet. They're dealing with scandalous information that some people are trying to have it not be revealed, and most of the people want it to be revealed, but there's going to be a lot of emotion. So, from that chaos, because apparently all this scandalous information is going to get revealed, from those choppy waters, you have two options. You drown in them, or you actually build the strength because you dealt with the situation, with the issues, and you end up having a vector, which is basically your three lower chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, which is garbage can and emotions. It's also where you channel your personal power. So don't avoid emotional issues. Confront them because they're going to come back in 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years, and they could take you down then. Deal with them today. And you will have a power that will shock you, astound you, and will make you stand out amongst the majority of people that are not going to be able to deal with those emotional issues. I am on X a lot for my information. Um, and a lot of it, you read it and it's like somebody hit you behind the knees. It's like you want to buckle. But if you look at it, we're recycling a lot of the same issues, and they all have to do with revelations. Everybody's waiting for a particular list to be released, and this other government wants to take off three names. And what did this person do? And now they present as a nice guy, but look what they did 22 years ago when they gave this speech. Revelations, revelations, revelations. Nothing is going to be able to be hidden. And it's not a question of ditching everybody who did something wrong, because then we would have to ditch everybody. We need to deal with it. Whatever it is that is so upsetting, we need to deal with. We can't just recycle it. We can't just keep posting about it. We can't just keep talking about it. We have to deal with it. What does it mean? Why is it that there's a list of names and there's so much whatever? Whatever, there could only be a list of names that could be so hidden if we're used to having things hidden from us. And we took it. We agreed to that. No, we didn't agree to it. Yeah, we did. We did. At some level, we did because it's still hidden. Revelations is not going to let it stay hidden. What are you going to do about those revelations? It hits close to home to me, but for you, you might think it has nothing to do with you. I think it has to do with all of us. So, how you deal with emotional issues today, and generally it's from stuff from back there, even other incarnations, will determine whether you're going to be very well planted, strong, the lower three chakras able to tolerate whatever, or you're going to drown in the waters of emotion, emotional reactions, your emotional reactions, not the other guy. Because you see, it doesn't really matter what happens. It is your reaction to it that determines how injured you're going to become. It is your reaction. It's not the event. You can have an event happen and everybody will react differently to it. So it's not the event. It's your reaction to the event. And that's the only thing you have to take care of. Your reaction to what it is that's going on. So let's go ahead and start with the astrological signs and what are the energies for this week? What does my remote viewing reveal? And we'll start, of course, as usual, with Aries. Aries is a male sign and it's a fire sign. And Aries is happy about something, but Aries very quickly recognizes that that happiness is not something they're going to be able to share because they realize that everybody else around them is not so happy. And sharing something wonderful that happened is only irritating the other people. So Aries, you're going to have somebody you would want to shout about from the highest steeple, and you're not going to be able to do it because you're intelligent and you know it's not going to work. So I'm sorry, Aries, that you're not going to be able to celebrate in an open way your achievements or the gift or the contract or whatever it is that you get. But it's very intelligent not to wave that wonderful flag up in the air because people will get out their shotguns, their BB guns, whatever, to take it down. I would like to say to people that are very powerful today, that are in the public eye, that their achievements that should be treasured, honored, plastered all over every newspaper may not be to their advantage that happened. Because that's so many more people that get added to the hate train, people that don't have good things happening for them. So maybe discretion might be for Aries and also for many other of us. Maybe discretion is what we need and not the sharing of the joy, which is what we think would be ideal. We have to be emotionally intelligent and we have to be age appropriate. I'm not talking about being 50 and not doing something that you should be doing when you're 15. I'm talking age appropriate, having to do with the apocalypse. This is an age, the ending of an age, the ending of an era. And today, you don't need for people to be jealous. You don't need to look like $1,000,000. You definitely should not be advertising all your successes. You will just be drawing a lot of anger and hatred and ill will from people that normally wouldn't behave like that, but that today are so miserable that that is going to be their reaction. Age appropriate, the age that we are in, end times, the apocalypse, moving from one cycle to another. Remember that. I think that particular concept, if you integrate it, will have you doing things in a very different way that will make you much safer. So we're going to go on to the next sign, which is Taurus, which is a female sign, and it's an earth sign. Taurus, putting down the shades. Taurus has always been very suspicious and paranoid. So it makes sense that Taurus is already doing what I suggested to Aries. But Taurus is pulling down the shades, packing very carefully, packing a small suitcase. And people are saying, what are you doing? No, nothing. Just throwing out some old clothes and putting aside a section of clothes to give away. Really? Is that what you do? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's not what Taurus is doing. Taurus is getting ready to make a huge change in their life. And they have determined that they need to do it pretty quietly, silently, so that when they get out the door and go across the street to make a very different choice, they don't have people there with their BB guns, their shotguns, etc., their bows and arrows to take them down. Taurus, this is a good thing. And the choice that you have made is the only choice you could have made. Because if you continue to live the way you were living, You weren't going to make it. All those viruses, all those weird things happening would have happened to you because subconsciously you would have intended to leave. Good choice, Taurus. We're continuing on with the next sign, which is Gemini, which is a male sign, and it is an air sign. Gemini. People are coming to you with stuff, 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 good stuff, good stuff. Here, take this. Go ahead, sign here, take it. And you're like, no, wait, wait. Yeah, but look, I'm giving you this. Just sign this. Yeah, I'll be on my way. No, 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 no. What am I signing? What's a contract? Okay, I need to read it. It's nothing. It's no big deal. Come on, just sign it. Let's get the show on the road. No. Gemini, rather than wanting to fly away into the next project, which is what they generally want to do, Gemini is saying, no, I have to look at this. I have to read it. I have to integrate. I have to think about it. Maybe I don't want this. How could you not want this? I don't know because I don't know what I'm signing. So, Gemini, this is a good thing. You're not rushing just because there's something you want and it's wonderful. You're not rushing ahead and you're doing the right thing. It's not that I see the contract or the agreement or whatever it is that it is in your case. I don't see it full of holes, but there is a potential in this transition from this era into a much better era for those who have learned how to create a positive reality rather than just react to the negativity that is going on. You want to know what you're getting into, and this is a good thing. And you have the patience to wait, which is really unusual for you, Gemini. So, congratulations. And we're going to continue then. On to the next sign, which is Cancer, which is a female sign and it's a water sign. Cancer, you feel like Wonder Woman. Um, it's not that you're happy, but you feel powerful, so you feel safer. You're coming out of the water at a beach. I always see Cancer at a beach. A beach is between the water element, not quite the earth element, and Cancer is a water sign. Water is emotions. I see you coming out of the water, which is good. You're not drowning at all. And you have on your little Wonder Woman outfit. Uh, this is symbolic. And there are people there and they're applauding, but you're not paying attention. And then they make way for you to get onto the beach. Uh, and they're honoring you. So whatever it is that's going on, Cancer, it's very good for you. You have taken care of your water emotion issues to the extent that you needed to be able to function well and to be able to vector, uh, energize the vector towards your intentions. So you're in another stage in your life, Cancer, and you will be able to think more clearly and to move towards what you want without drowning in emotional reactions or drowning in a transference of the emotion from somebody next to you. And I'm going to talk a second about that transference, which has to do with all human beings. Too many times through the years, people have said to me, oh my God, everybody's so jealous. Every time I get something, they're so jealous. I think some people even do black magic. They don't wish me well. Da, 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 da. Okay. And I used to tell them, you just do this mantra for protection. And then one day I said, you know what? I'm going to tell people the truth. You can't have jealous people give you grief unless you have jealousy inside of you. Oh, no, I'm not jealous. Yeah, you are. Because if not, you couldn't be drawn to you all these people that are jealous. I'm not jealous, I'm telling you. And this was my story. And I said, I'm not jealous. And it's true. I am not jealous of people's bank accounts, their cars, or their financial successes. But I was jealous, and I think I still am. What was I jealous of? Jealous of how people's lives are so much easier than mine. Jealous of people who actually had a mother. And jealous of people who didn't have a father that was mentally ill. And jealous of people who didn't get submitted to a program like I was. That's jealousy. And you go, well, but you're right. Yeah, but that's jealousy. I'm jealous of that. Not so much anymore, but still, I'm sure. Law of attraction. I have the jealousy here. Oh no, but that's legitimate. It's not a question of legitimate or illegitimate. Am I jealous or not? Yes. So you still get that. Are you jealous? No. No, I don't care that they sell more cars than I sell or their bank account is bigger or whatever. Well, you don't have to be jealous of that. But if you're jealous of something, you're going to get that. So if there's a jealousy issue, you just have to do the appropriate mantras. It's not a mental concept, it's a movement of energies in your assemblage of bodies concept. You need to move it out. And then it doesn't matter if you're a multi-millionaire, you won't draw jealousy towards you. So my message to people like Trump and people like Elon Musk is deprogram your jealousy. Because most of the people that are going against both of those men and against a lot of other people, it's just a question of jealousy. They don't like to see them up there and so shiny. They want to drag them down. Take care of your jealousy. Everyone take care of your jealousy. It's really important today. So let's go on to the next sign. Leo is the next sign. It's a male sign and it's a fire sign. And Leo, just not quite sure what to do. Take something out of the pocket, going to show it, put it away. Take something out of a pant pocket, going to look at it, decides to hide it. Leo, I think that the problem is that you decided you wanted stuff and you were super secure in what you wanted. And now you're not so sure you want to do that. You're not so sure that's your path. Oh, yeah, but no, that's what I want. I don't think so, Leo. And I don't think that it's because I know what you should want. I think you go inside yourself and be honest. Is this stuff that you wanted what you still want? Because you see, that's the great thing about being a human. You can choose again. Your intentions can change. You don't have to stay on the same path. What you cannot do today is keep yourself on a path that makes you unhappy because you're going to go down hard. Because that leaves portals in you. There's too many spirits around. So do a mantra. Please God help me with my intention to align with my prosperous mission if it has to do with prosperity. And change the words of the mantra having to do with if it has to do with who you're with or where you live or your career, whatever it is that it is. Take care of it. Okay? So that you don't get knocked down. Let's go ahead and continue to the next sign, which is Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign, and it is a female sign. Virgo has not been doing well for too long, more than a year. Virgo, I keep finding buried under the ground, which should mean black magic. Or maybe they're burying themselves because they're so ashamed because Virgos have perfection issues. They think that perfection exists. Therefore, what they do should be perfect, or they're ashamed. Perfection doesn't exist. So you're never going to be satisfied. You're always going to be ashamed until you resolve that. So maybe you put yourself in the hole for people not to see you because you're so ashamed. Or maybe you were put in a hole. It's a type of black magic called entierro, which means literally to bury. Virgo, you have to deal with your perfectionism issues because it has created an incredible level of self-esteem issues. You need to resolve that. I think you are at critical mass and there's a turning point, Virgo, in your life now. Not in 2 weeks, not in 6 months, now. Having to do with accepting that you're not perfect and having a product, something that you produce, something that you say, not be perfect and be okay with it. Not want to die, not want to bury yourself. So your mantra should be, please God help me with my intention to miraculously purify my need for perfection. Got it? It will make a huge difference in your life because honestly, you're not being perfect is killing you, which nobody's perfect. So wanting to achieve something that's not possible is guaranteed to make you a loser. Okay? Continuing on. We're going to go to Libra now, which is an air sign, and it's a male sign. You're not doing well, Libra. You are not doing well. I see you laying in the middle of a street, but you are so hammered down that you're almost parallel to the concrete. So cars are coming, they're driving over you, and they don't even notice. It's almost, there's not even a bump. Keep running over you, and you're laying there flat, face down, embedded in the concrete. Cars represent sexuality. So I suspect there are some sexual issues going on, and you are totally, the word in Spanish is aplastado, which in English means you have been flattened, and nobody is even noticing that they're running over you. So, what should your mantra be? Or what should your attitude be? Cars represent sexuality. The road has to do with sexuality also. I'm going to have to give you a mantra that I don't really want to give you, but it seems to be appropriate for the information. Please, God, help me with my intention to miraculously heal my sexual issues. Please, God, help me with my intention to miraculously heal my sexual issues. It's all about you and sex. Does it mean you were sexually abused? I don't know. Does it? You don't know? You need to find out. And the mantra will help you do that, okay? Continuing on to the next sign, we have Scorpio. Scorpio is a female sign and it's a water sign. And huh, Scorpio has a thick chain with that big metal ball at the end, which was a weapon that was used hundreds of years ago. And you would swing it around your head and you'd knock people's heads off. Definitely kill them. And Scorpio is pulling that out of his suitcase. And Scorpio has one person that he considers has basically almost ruined his life. And Scorpio is seeing that that person may ruin other people's lives, particularly relatives or people that Scorpio loves. Notice that my nose is starting to bother. I don't have a cold. This level is, there's a lot of invasion of spirits. And when I'm saying something very important, a lot of times the spirit want to shut me up and then I end up going like this. You will see that in many people that are called spiritual masters in the Orient. And you'll see that with people when they talk. A lot of times, all of a sudden, the nose starts to bother them. It has to do with spirits trying to interfere. When you snore, it's spirits interfering. But we're not going into that now. So Scorpio, you're ready to defend and ensure that people that you love do not get trashed or taken down the wrong path by this person that you consider has basically destroyed your life. I wish you luck, Scorpio, and that's very sweet of you to take care of other people. Let's continue on to Sagittarius, which is a male sign and a fire sign. And Sagittarius, I see you with a box of matches. You lit a match and you're holding it in front of a structure, which is maybe your home, maybe your warehouse, maybe a place where you work, and you're ready to torch it. That's how angry you are and how impotent you feel to create change from within that organization, that house, that whatever. I would suggest that you go to our mantra music and you choose the mantra video that has glaciers and icy water, and you have it on morning, noon, and night in that structure, your home, your office, whatever, because you need to cool down the place. If you're with a match, that's law of attraction. There's got to be too much fire in that structure, your home or whatever. You need to cool it down, and you need to cool yourself down also. You can do the mantra, even though I hate and my heart is broken, and you will cool down miraculously. And I'm not going to go into the whole reason why of that, but you should also visualize yourself placing a big chunk of ice inside your liver in the back. And basically, that gives you a lot of protection, believe it or not, from evil. And I'm not going to go into the whole long explanation about that now either. Okay? So let's continue with the next sign, which is Capricorn, which is a female sign and an earth sign. Capricorn, you also have that metal chain with the ball at the end. I'm sure there's a name for it, but I have never known it. And you're ready to take down anybody who tries to do anything funny under your watch. In other words, you're getting more aggressive about defending your people, yourself, your territory, what you're in charge of. So I would say that if you're dealing with a Capricorn, that you really need to back off. And I was going to say maybe you need to let people know, but nope, that's not what I'm getting. What I'm getting is that your head is down and somebody approaches that wants some kind of funny business or whatever, and you lift your head and look at them in the eyes, and they know you mean business, and they know it's not going to work if they trespass on your territory. So, Capricorn, you're doing what you need to be doing. You're totally aligned with your intention, and everybody else is knowing what your intention is. And I think this is going to work. It feels good, doesn't it, Capricorn? You love power. And you got it. You got it. You've claimed your power. Continuing on, we have Aquarius, which is an air sign. Too many people think it's water. Aqua, Aquarius, water. No, it's a air sign, and it's a male sign. And Aquarius, I see you calling a meeting, and I see you sitting people down and trying to explain to them what's making you unhappy or what needs to change, but you can't quite get words out of your mouth. And the people are sitting there waiting for you to tell them. So apparently you haven't told people what's making you unhappy, what's making you miserable, what you need. And then you run around miserable and unhappy because you're not getting what you need or you want, but you didn't tell anybody. Now you're sitting at a table with them and you're still having a hard time getting the words out of your mouth. You need to get out of your comfort zone and you need to express yourself. And you need to say what the truth is. It's time. You've been unhappy for an awful long time. And so it's time for you to, if these people around you are not going to help you with what it is you need and you want, they need to at least get out of your way. So the planets are supporting you, Aquarius, even though we know it's very difficult for you to speak openly and truthfully. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but you prefer to be private. It's not going to work this time. To get your life to work, the people around you need to know what's going on with you. The last astrological sign is Pisces, which is a female sign, and it is a water sign. And I see you very determined and very angry. Your hands are clenched. And somebody comes to you and you go, no, I don't think so. And they're like, well, no, but why not? And you go, no, I don't think so. And they kind of back off. I think you're setting boundaries. And more than that, I think you're telling people what you need and what you want, and that you're not going to make any exceptions. That's it. So Pisces, you who always back off and you try to be the peacemaker and you don't let people know what you need, and you hide behind every tree or curtain that you can find, you're not doing that. You're there out in the open, and you're not telling people what it is that your plan is, but you're definitely telling them what they're doing that you're not going to tolerate because it's not aligned with your plan. So I think this is a good thing, Pisces. I don't think there basically is anything we need to tell you. So we are at the end of the horoscopes, the energies, December 25th to 31st, 2023, the last week of the year. We are in end times. We're in the apocalypse. Apocalypse means to unveil. We're in end times, the ending of a cycle, and we're in revelations. Well, apocalypse, unveil, revelations. And that basically is what looks like it could destroy the planet and political parties and countries. Right now, this country, the United States, is battling over a scandalous situation that people have insisted that it be revealed who were the people that were involved. And there has been a pushback of not revealing. We're in revelations. We're in the apocalypse, which means to reveal. There is no way it's not going to get revealed because those are the energies of the planet. So probably what people should be working on is what comes next once everything gets revealed, which is not simply this particular list of names that all of you will know what I'm talking about. How do we handle revelations? How do we handle finding out all of this stuff that is contrary to what we believed in and what we supported and what should have been happening? How do we handle that? And I can tell you that unless you widen your lens, having to do with multiple lifetimes and having to do with multiple dimensions, you're not going to make it successfully through these revelations that are happening politically. You're not going to make it successfully having to do with the whole alien disclosure. You need to have a wider lens and then look at things and go, oh, so if I look at it just like my lifetime, like now, what I learned in the newspaper and in school, this information is completely shatters everything. If I widen my lens, Then it kind of makes sense, and I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was asleep, whatever. So you need to widen your lens because we're getting thrown into the other dimensions. We're getting thrown in with the galactic community, whatever it is that that means. And having a lens that's this narrow doesn't work because you could have a lens that was this narrow because there were so many walls between dimensions up. You could actually think that that was your whole reality. You're not going to be able to hang on to that thought because those walls are coming down and you're going to be hit or see or live or get attacked by those other realities. So widen your lens. Ask God to help you to widen your lens so that you can have a deeper level of understanding of what's going on and what it means for you and for your life. We finished with the horoscopes, which means that we finished with the year. And we are living in very interesting times. And if you are not already making decisions multidimensionally, which means taking into consideration the spiritual and emotional aspect of what you're doing, you're not going to make it. I'm going to use one example. The issue of Elon Musk's Neuralink, to where they are experimenting and already connecting people via wiring uh, to something that's computerized. That's a piece of technology. Well, none of us want that. Oh my God. What are you, crazy? Uh, that's like in the future when everything gets destroyed. I thought that way. Sounds right to me. And then, and I know if you don't have a wide lens, you may go, you know what? I believe this woman. I looked at her face. She's telling the truth. But this that she said, I can't accept it. Therefore, I'm ditching everything. That's not very intelligent. Did you think you were dumb when you believed what I said 5 minutes ago? And now you just woke up? No. This that I'm going to say is outside your paradigm. It's outside. You need to widen your lens. So, what about Neuralink, which I thought was absolutely an animalistic thing to do? Well, I have a friend, and she's in a wheelchair. And this Neuralink, which is not available to her because different reasons, this Neuralink could take care of people in wheelchairs. Ah, that's so interesting. Well, yeah, but then you kind of be, you're like going to be a robot and you're attached to a machine or you have this machinery in you. Yeah, but hey, maybe, hey, maybe in some exceptions, maybe the Neuralink is not so bad. And then the movement that I'm part of, called the Mantrista movement, where we do mantra magic, we use mantras, whatever. We don't need to go into that. We decided to visit through remote viewing. I think we're like 300 people. The pyramids in Egypt, when the whole disclosure thing was really hot and heavy. Now it's cooled down a bit. And we actually went inside one of the spaceships, which you can do. Remote viewing, astral travel. It's really a question of having somebody guide you and it being part of your belief system. If your lens is not wide, ain't gonna happen. So we went inside the spaceship and there was a being there and I spoke to a being. I was trained in interspecies communication. Hello, guys. This is not new. And the being explained to me that the spaceship was an extension of their mind. And I remembered that in the people talking about disclosure in X, they had said several times that they were told that those spaceships were an extension of the mind of the ETs. And that's what the ET told me. He said, this spaceship is an extension of our minds, like Neuralink. And I went, wow. So Elon Musk's Neuralink is basically helping us to make the transition. This is an ending of a cycle, a beginning of a new cycle. We become more galactic. We're part of the galactic family. We can have superpowers. We can be superhuman beings. And Neuralink is part of it. Something that we all thought was so awful and was so awful if your lens is this wide. Why on earth would I want a machine to be controlling me? No, that's a conspiracy and they want to control my mind, whatever. We're talking about getting people to be able to see and to be able to walk. Okay, so you widen your lens a little bit. But then you get an ET that says, this spaceship we're flying is an extension of our mind, like Neuralink. And you go to your lens and you go like this. And you go, wow. So something that was the work of the devil, Neuralink, ends up being an expansion of human powers. Interesting. So we're going to leave it at this. And I hope you like the horoscopes. It's not so easy to do horoscopes when you know that very few people are going to see them because of all of our shadow banning incidents and everything. But hopefully, the right people will be looking at them and it will help them to make better decisions. So, if you want to be, in terms of business, in terms of your life, in terms of understanding events on the planet, if you want to be able to handle them better, you should follow me because you'll start to learn to expand that lens. You don't have to believe me. You just listen, take it in. Don't know if I believe that or not. That's okay. I didn't believe it in the beginning either. And little by little, you keep widening your lens. And then it doesn't mean that your life gets miraculously better. It means that you're going to feel more in control of your life because you're going to understand what's going on. And when you have to make a decision with the wider lens, you're going to be better positioned for what's coming next. What is that? I don't know. But I can tell you that it is absolutely multidimensional. I'm Frances Fox, and thank you for listening.